It's about as scary as the new Ghostbusters trailer, and it's about as funny as the Ghost trailer as well. The new Ghostbusters trailer, that is. Unfortunately, now we have to refer to Ghostbusters, the original, the good one, as 1984, and the new as 2016. That's how it is now. That's the reality that we live in. Oh well. It's a small dent in this world, but it's one we have to deal with. I digress. So I want to go over now why people think Ghostbusters is so bad, and why I think it's bad personally, and why I wouldn't watch it personally as well. Anyway, yeah, let's screw around. I got my list here. I got my little bullet points here that I write, which is adorable, and I will emphasize on them. Anyway, I want to talk about the cast first. Of course, the women protagonists in this film. Many argue that it's misogynist. A lot of people don't like the film misogynist, and they don't like it simply because the cast is women. Now, while they may dislike the cast, it's not simply because they're just women. I mean, of course, yeah, there probably are some people out there probably like, oh, it's the fact that there's women playing them, fuck, I hate that so much. Just the fact that there's women playing them. I mean, if they hate the film because of that as a result, then yeah, fair enough, call them misogynist. But it's deeper than just their sex, really, in this case. I mean, you have a series, because you have to ask why did they have female protagonists now? In a film that was originally starring male protagonists, I mean, you don't play Sex and the City with men, it'd be ridiculous. Now they get arrested, and then the rest of Sex and the City would just be fucking, they're in prison like, oh god, I don't like these shoes. But anyway, yeah, it was just, it's not just the fact, it's also based on the individuals as well, the individual actors. I don't like to, especially with the racial stereotyping and the actors in general, the individual actors, I don't think are very funny. Many other people who seem to agree, and I don't think they're funny as well. The humor is not very good, especially the black woman with the racial stereotypes. I think that's really just cringe-worthy. That's one of the reasons why people would hate it as well. And also because, of course, going back to their sex and just the protagonists in general, I mean, to me it looks more like just a feminism kind of feminized. It's just like feminism praising. That's what it is. They're just praising feminists again. That's all they're doing. That's what it looks like here, and that's kind of what a lot of people are getting from this film. Is the whole feminist thing, the whole women power thing. Because why? I mean, I asked a question earlier. Of course, why would you replace why would you have the protagonists as women in something that was originally based around male protagonists? Of course, you may also ask why not as well, which is a perfectly valid question. Why wouldn't you? But I think addressing the question why is a lot more important in such a popular film. Oh, that is the original Ghostbusters, and as opposed to the newest one now. Yeah. Anyway, it's mainly that. That's what seems to bother me about this film, is that it's just they're taking they're steering more into the direction where they just want to empower feminists and women in general. That may not be it. That probably wasn't their intention at all. They probably had a different intention. They probably just wanted to try something new. They probably thought it would be interesting, But who knows? I'm just spitballing here. No need to make assumptions. Just draw a conclusion. We want to consider multiple factors in this. Anyway, moving on. I also want to discuss the art style, the aesthetics. My back scratching too hard. Anyway, the aesthetics in the film was the ghosts. The ghosts look more of a Scooby-Doo type of style. Many people seem to agree with me there. In fact, I heard people discuss it first. I heard people talking about the fact that, this looks like Scooby-Doo. this art style, these aesthetics look like they've just jumped out of Scooby-Doo. And I have to agree with that. I do agree that they look like the Scooby-Doo. They don't look like the gritty, kind of dirty, dirty feel that they had in Ghostbusters was the ghosts. And of course the ghosts look a lot more scary in the Ghostbusters, and that is because of the kind of gritty, dirty kind of aesthetics they had going on with the ghosts. And the art style that they had was them. And the way they would portray those ghosts. I mean, this seems to have been lost in the new film. They look more like childish ghosts just roaming around. And the older ghosts, even though the special effects were a lot more original, a lot more just older, look a lot more pleasing. They look a lot more aesthetically pleasing, because the aesthetics worked really well in the film. They catered towards the film, and they've all worked in conjunction quite well. Um, and also because I think it just looked better because of that, because of those aesthetics as well. To be honest, I do feel sorry for all the 3D artists who have worked on this new film. And then they release it once this film's released, because I know how much work is put into the CGI. The CGI may not cater towards Ghostbusters. The aesthetics of the CGI may not cater towards Ghostbusters as a whole very well, but it is good CGI. The CGI, the amount of work that was put into that CGI is crazy. It would be crazy amounts of work that were put into the CGI. Because I know, being a 3D artist myself, even though, of course, I'm not as experienced, I do know how much work is put into CGI, and it's a tremendous amount of work, especially of something of such a large magnitude in this film. Also, the music was on point too in the video. You know, the people who worked on the music did quite well. But of course, they didn't really add anything or improve upon the music. They just kind of took the same music and put it in this film, and they seem to have taken away I Ain't Afraid of No Ghost, or maybe they do have it in the film. When you watch the film, they'll probably have I Ain't Afraid of No Ghost in the song. But I think, yeah, the music looked quite good in the trailer. But it was really the only thing that was good about the trailer, I think, in my opinion, was the music. And the CGI, that being just not the CGI working with Ghostbusters, but just the CGI just looks really good, and I can see that a lot of work was put into it. And also, I wanted to discuss one of the main reasons why I think it's failing in terms of reviews, what people think about it, is due to the fact that it does not extend on the storyline at all in the film. Like, let's go back to Star Wars: The Force Awakens. In my opinion, that was the best Star Wars film. The new one that was made, The Force Awakens. I think it is the best out there. I think it just flogged the older ones, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. And that had a female protagonist. It doesn't matter. She was a good actor, and they extended upon the storyline. They didn't replace any male protagonist character was her. They didn't do that. They added a new character, they added her in, and they continued from the storyline, and it turned out tremendously. Right? This hasn't happened in Ghostbusters. They haven't continued. In fact, they've replaced the Ghostbusters with women. Right? I mean, you think was the new Ghostbusters? You think it was a new Ghostbusters film? They'll bring out a third one, put in some of the original actors as their original roles as Ghostbusters. Maybe bring in some new recruits or something into Ghostbusters. And now, I think it would have been nice if there would have been some women Ghostbusters, but of course men as well. I mean, it originally started off as male Ghostbusters. Adding a woman or two would make it interesting, but all women, I don't know. Anyway. I think that's what they really should have done. They really should have just extended upon Ghostbusters, and they didn't do that. They didn't extend upon Ghostbusters at all. It's almost like a remake. I mean, they've copied some of the scenes as well in Ghostbusters. They've copied the scene in the library, where the Ghostbusters confronted this woman ghost who was reading books and told them to be quiet, right? She sounded how I sound when I talk with my lisp, right? But yeah, and they basically just copied off of that scene, and I think they copied of course, it also wants the hot dog eating, the green ghost fucking eating the hot dogs, you know. Remember, was the whole blowjob joke thing that was fantastic, was the hot dogs, right? They sort of have that in there as well, but probably less dirty, because it seems to be more catered towards children and those who are immature, perhaps with a more childish mind and ignorance. No offense to those who, well, it's probably too late to say that. I probably have offended those who are interested, but just looking at the humour, it's hard to say that anybody who is of a mature, grounded mind would really find it funny or enjoyable. Anyway, yeah, that's one of the main backlash of the qualities. It really does look more like a remake. But it really isn't. I guess it isn't a remake. It looks about. They have a lot of similar scenes, and they've replaced the Ghostbusters, and it's not really a remake. It's just this mold of shit that they've constructed. Anyway, what else? Of course, the bad humor. I mentioned the racial stereotyping, and of course, I wanted to discuss the trailer as well. How long is this going on for? Doesn't tell me. Anyway, I just press it. We just saw my menu there, but then what doesn't matter. So I want to discuss the trailer, and some people have stated that I'm not going to watch the film at all after I've seen the trailer. No more I'm not going to watch it at all. And while I would agree that it is bad to consider the movie as a whole to be a bad film just based on the trailer, I think that's a bit ignorant. To just base the film to think that the film is simply going to be bad due to the trailer. And it sounds like I'm in a position right now, but I don't think the film is, I mean, from what I've seen from the trailer, it looks like it's going to be a bad film, but I don't know, it could be a good film. But then again, however, with the trailer, it is fair to judge the film based on the trailer. It is fair to come to a judgment on whether or not you should watch the film when it comes to the trailer. Because the trailer is supposed to hook you in. And if it failed to do that, which in this case is what has appeared to have happened, basically then that's enough for you to come to the conclusion that, okay, I shouldn't spend my money on this, I shouldn't spend my time on this, or I will spend my money and time on it. I mean, that's the whole point of a trailer, to hook you in, to draw you into that atmosphere, that story that they've made for you, and to make it appealing to you. And they failed to do this, and therefore anybody who's thinking of not watching it, who thinks that the film is going to be bad, not just say the film is going to be bad, but they think that it will likely be bad due to the trailer, then I think that's a fair assumption. I mean, most films that have bad trailers are usually bad films. I mean, now and then they pull off a film that was really good and they just fuck up the trailer, right? But that doesn't happen too often. And trailers are our best tool to judge the film before we see it. That's what it's all about. The trailer says we can judge the film, and so we can come to the conclusion, draw a reasonable conclusion based on whether or not we want to watch the film. And I think this is fair to provide it for us. I see people on YouTube saying, you should not go and see this film just because the trailer's bad. Well, you shouldn't see the film if the trailer's bad, because the trailer's supposed to hook you in, and it didn't fucking do it for a lot of people in this case. So it's fair not to see the film as a result. It's not fair to think the film is bad as a result, but it's fair not to see the film as a result if you think the trailer's bad, because they failed to hook you in. They failed to do their job with the trailer. Anyway. A drink of water. Woo! Yeah, emotional. Anyway, yeah. I saw these. There's these three guys on YouTube. They discussed when they're talking about the Ghostbusters trailer. They're like, you don't just grab a book from the store. They use this as a metaphor for what they're talking about. And they're like, you don't just grab a book from the store. Look at the back, read the back, look at the front, and say, I'm not going to purchase a book as a result. Turns out the tough reality is that is what happens. That's how the entertainment industry works as a whole. I mean, that's how we draw the conclusion on whether or not we think that this form of entertainment is worthy of our time. I mean, the truth is we do judge a book by its cover. I mean, I guess if you could call it trailer, the cover in this sense, in the sense that it's the cover for the film. I mean, it is really that opening for the film. And if it failed to hook you in, then it's fair not to see the film as a result. There's nothing else I have to say about that. And yeah, that's it.